Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to start off this year on the right foot by setting up our bullet journal for January. Judging by my last video, a lot of you are excited as well to start the new year with bullet journaling and hopefully finish it out strong. I mentioned in my last video that I'll be designing the cover. I actually designed this one and really like how it turned out. It's the same exact journal that I'm using and it's actually for sale right now in my shop if you're interested. I may recreate this same design on mine. I'm still holding off. Okay, so I have this book by Oprah called The Wisdom of Sundays, which is based off of her Super Soul Sunday shows. I love this so much for too many reasons to explain in this video, but I'm showing it to you because I want to incorporate some of the quotes and lessons into my journal for inspiration. I wanted to introduce it before we get started with the planning, but I'll use it later on in the video and I'll talk more about it then. Next up, let's go over some of the supplies. I have my Tombow dual brush pens here in my Hobby Lobby pencil holder and my portable pen bag where I keep all my go-to supplies that I use on a daily basis. I have my Pigma Micron pens in there, Zebra Mild Liners, Tombow Fudinowski pens, Faber-Castell Artist Pitt pens, and Jelly Roll metallic pens. All of these will be listed in the description, but I'm mostly going to be sticking to these three blue pens as my accent colors for the month since they remind me of winter. It's pretty much going to be the theme. The Tombow, by the way, is the color 528. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. We're starting out with the title page, of course. I'm writing January in calligraphy, not too large because I want to make the title page more useful than I have in the past. So I'm drawing a decent sized calendar at the bottom below the title, and I'm using different pens to add some accents all over the page just to make it look more aesthetically pleasing, even though I'm pretty much keeping it minimalistic overall. Below that, I want to include a motivational quote that I thought suited this month. I found one in the book that I spoke about earlier, the Oprah book. It says, "I believe that beyond this space and time, all is well and all will be well." I really like this quote because one of my resolutions is to relax and have more fun, stress-free, and to just trust that everything will work out the way it's meant to. This quote is a nice reminder of that. I think it fit perfectly. Speaking of resolutions or goals, I actually am going to write them out between the month title and the calendar. I want to try to do this every month and then include a recap page at the end of the month to summarize how I did with meeting my goals. If I were to redo this page, I probably would balance it out a little bit better, but I still like how it turned out. I actually ended up going back in and writing the year at the top, which definitely helped with the balance. Okay, so flipping the page, I'm drawing a border across the top and marking the month so that when I'm flipping through the whole journal that it'll stand out against the other pages. And once again, this is going to be something that I try to keep up month to month. The left page is going to be my monthly overview, and for this one, we're going to separate the page into two columns, personal and business, and put the dates and the days down the center of those two columns. Once again, I'm adding some accents to pull the page together with those three pens that I mentioned. Then moving on to the next page, we're going to make a habit tracker. I'm going to make separate sets of boxes for each habit because I've done that before and I really liked it. It helps me to prioritize them all equally and devote attention to each one individually, if that makes sense, rather than just having this big bar graph where they all just blend together. I'm putting another quote in the corner of the page. It says, "A productive day is a happy day." And the reason I'm doing that is because I've been more productive than ever lately. Both me and Kenny have been so productive, and it's led us both to being just such happier people. I mean, we were always happy, but we are just so incredibly proud of our life and where we're at and our home and everything since we have been super productive on a daily basis. So I think this quote fits in here perfectly as well. Next page, we're going to have our mood tracker, which I'm doing very differently than normal. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think moods are so incredibly important to pay attention to on a daily basis, and just raise your awareness about your moods, because it can tell you a lot about who you are and the lifestyle that you have. At least I think so. So I want to make this into a whole page and summarize each week with a paragraph about how I feel and why. Each day I'm going to color in a bar up to the percentage that I would give my mood. 100% obviously being the happiest. Honestly, I think everybody should track their moods this way. I think it's super beneficial to self-development as well. But if you keep a bullet journal and you have a mood tracker in your journal, then I highly recommend just trying this for a month, see if you like it, and you might end up sticking with it like I did. The next page, I'm going to track my stuff for my business. I have a whole separate book where I do this, but since I'm going to be using my bullet journal on a daily basis, I thought it would be useful to incorporate some of my business stuff in here as well. To be honest, I wasn't too thrilled with how this spread came out, but this is my first time doing it, and I fixed it somewhat off camera, which I'll insert a photo to show you. In the future, I'll adjust it once I find out what I like best. But basically, I wanted to track my sales. For that, I'll need the name of my customer, the description of the book that they're ordering, and the amount of money and when they've paid. But I'm also making sections for ideas and inventory, and I'm filling some of this out just to show you how I plan to do it. This is real information, of course, and I'm leaving out the customer name just for privacy, but I think this will work okay. It'll look much better once it's filled up, which, judging off of lately, this won't take long at all to fill up. The next two pages will be our last spread for the day, and it's our weekly spread. I don't know whether or not I'm going to continue doing this each month, but I know I'm super excited and motivated to use my bullet journal as much as possible, so I'll at least want to do this for the first week. In the past, I've always done this type of planning in a regular journal as opposed to a planner or a bullet journal, but I'll let you guys know in my next video how this goes and if I plan to keep it up or how I plan to change it, of course. I love having the little calendar in the corner for reference, and I'm leaving room on the sides for tracking the highlights of each day and to-do lists. I don't want them to get lost into the daily bullet points that I'll be throwing into the center. It'll be way too jumbled. Plus, I want to be able to look back on the week and easily see what went on, and I think these two boxes on the side will help me do that really successfully. Also, if you're wondering why I threw a flannel on, I had to take Chaos downstairs to get some water and go outside, and I was freezing for the remainder of the video because of it, so this flannel definitely did keep me warm. I did film this in one sitting though. Okay, so that's it for the first weekly spread, and before we wrap it up for the day, I wanted to show you how I changed my journals page. I just added some quotes and banner on the top, and I think it made it look a lot better. Not perfect, but it'll do, and like I said, it'll look much better once it's filled up completely. Alright, now we're just flipping through to see all the pages we just made together. I like how it turned out. Let me know what you think. This journal is super easy to write in, like this journal specifically. The pages are so silky and smooth, and they lie totally flat. I cannot wait to fill this up and add in some more pages off camera. Let me know if you have any questions or requests. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.